Hi, I'm Paul. For as long as I can remember, horror has captured my imagination. When I was young, I would stay up late and watch Vincent Price and Christopher Lee movies, half terrified and half exhausted. That's where Elder Gods comes in. I've always been inspired by Lovecraft. He strikes this perfect balance between horror, an all-encompassing mythos, and an exploration of our place in the cosmos. He captures these things in such a poetic way. And what a setting! The Roaring Twenties and the Great Depression, shoeshine boys and bootleggers, plying their trade to the sound of jazz. Damp, gaslit New England, home of the dilapidated gambrel roofs of the Dunwich Hills. Kingsport and Innsmouth, those shadowy seaports of death and blasphemous abnormality, and at the rotten heart of it all, Arkham. All of these things have augured into me a burning desire to create a game that he'd be proud of. As a team, we've put so much time and effort in over the last year, and we need your help to make it a reality. So how's it different? Well, firstly, you can interact with your environment and change it. The locations within the game aren't static. Secondly, it's a strategy game. You're playing with 2 to 6 of your friends. Now, most Lovecraftian games I've come across are either co-op or dungeon keeper driven. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fun, but you can't be playing against your friends, forming alliance and stabbing people in the back just in the right time. You also don't have to be placed in predefined roles of monsters or protagonists. I've always felt that was a bit too rigid. Each player can choose their own faction and they can be good or evil or neutral, but they can also take actions with both protagonists and monsters to have their plans come to fruition. Victory can be won via the dark or the light. We've worked up front with some of the best gaming artists I've come across. There's a huge amount of artwork in this game, over 200 bespoke pieces, and all of them are complete and ready to go. Okay, so how does the game play? Well, there are 2 main decks, the Machination deck and the Manifestation deck. The Manifestation deck is split into 2 character types, protagonists and monsters. Each turn, several characters manifest themselves across Arkham, and players bid to take control of them. The Machination deck gives the player hidden options that can affect play. Portals, events, actions, reactions, they're all in there. Players can build their Machination deck and use these cards throughout the game. Most of the action itself takes place in Arkham and its surrounding areas. Players utilize their characters to strategically occupy these locations. Locations have different bonuses and effects based on what type of character is occupying it, and each board can be flipped appropriately to reflect this. Each location can be contested by other players. This triggers combat. The ultimate goal is to reach your faction's plot conclusion. There are 6 factions in total. Each have their own faction-specific set of characters who augment protagonists and monsters in combat. On the left here you can see the faculty led by Chancellor Freeborn, and on the right here is the dreaded Cthulhu and his minions. Factions can be evil, good, and neutral, but all factions can control and augment both monsters and protagonists. Light and dark progress is tracked throughout the game to show how players' influence is changing, and ultimately their climactic ascent to victory. Players can work together, form alliances and stab each other in the back throughout the game, but there can be only one winner. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video, and I hope you can help support us in making Elder Gods a reality.